And
the fumes, right?
Insofar, sorry?
Because the fumes, it rides the fumes of Christianity, Tom Holland would say.
Sure. So Tom Holland would say that, but there's also a thesis that, okay, sure, humanism crops up in Christian culture. Is that because humanism is ultimately Christian in nature secretly? Or is it just because it is a response to Christianity? And so, of course, that's where it's going to crop up, But like in particular, that verse, right, where people say that this is God condemning slavery. This is God condemning slavery. There is neither slave nor free. When he then says there's neither male nor female, how can we not interpret that in the same way, that he's sort of like, somehow condemning gender categories? If that's what he's doing to slavery in that verse, why is that not what he's doing to gender in the same verse?
Well, just study the first century church and the first century society. Just watch the movie Yentl. Barbara Streisand plays a young lady who has to disguise herself as a man in order to get an education.
I completely agree, which is that's obviously not what God's doing. But if that's not what God's doing in the gender case, then I don't think it's what God's doing in the slavery case either. So if it is the case that, well, look at the early church. Obviously, God is not condemning gender categories here. Well, if he's saying there's neither male nor female, and yet in doing so not actually condemning this earthly distinction, then when he says there's neither slave nor free, then he's not condemning that either.
I don't think Paul is writing there that there's no literal distinction between a male and a female in terms of gender. I think he's attacking the sexism, the chauvinism, the minimizing of women that was so rampant in that culture. I mean, women were not allowed to get an education. They weren't allowed to testify in court. I mean, they were viewed as scum of the earth, and it was tragic.